Welcome back to Cichlids. Today, we're going to go over how to do an efficient water change. This is going to be a new series that I'm doing called How to Efficiently. Because while most YouTubers can show you how to do things, it doesn't mean that it's the best way to do things. And over my time and experience of keeping cichlids, I've figured out my routine and my groove to getting water changes done. So with that, we're going to now go over how to efficiently do a water change. But before we get into that, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button for more of these new videos every week. With that out of the way, let's get to it. Now, in doing a water change, you want to have the best stuff for the job. First of all, you need a bucket or somewhere to put your water when you're done with it. Now, like my 150 gallon, I can just drain that out of the window and onto my porch, which doesn't cause much problems, less lifting for me. But for every other tank, use a bucket and just dump it into my utility sink. Then, you need a siphon. Now the siphon, or this siphon specifically, has a big tube which helps capture the water and makes an artificial current so the water will keep flowing, and also has a pump that you can squeeze to get the water flowing through the system. Now, not all of the pumps will have these, so you have to be careful, I guess, with what you buy. I recommend getting the ones with the pumps. A lot easier to create a siphon that way. But if your tank is too low, like this one, for a siphon to work, you can use a mechanical pump. Now, the mechanical pump will basically mechanically bring water through it, plug it in and it'll start pumping water. So for a tank that's too low, like this one here, that's the right pump for the job. Now after you have all your stuff, now you can get on to the water change. Okay, so as you can see, the water level is now low. Probably about 15% of the water is now gone. So now we can start filling up water. But before we get into how to put the water in, if you have any filter maintenance to do, it would be a good time to do that while the water's emptied and you're already doing maintenance anyway, so it'd just be better to get everything done in one pinch. So if you have some, filter cleaning, you need to replace a pad or something like that, now would be a good time to do that. Alright, so let's start getting water into the tank. Okay, so we're here at the utility sink. Filling up the buckets is the easiest part. Now, you just have to put in the right temperature. Now, what I usually like to do is I will turn both of these knobs up the full distance, and that's pretty much the temperature that cichlids like. However, with my community tanks, I'll turn the cold all the way up and the hot a little less than up, because colder water will stimulate rain, which stimulates breeding in my community tanks. So obviously, being a breeder, I want to promote that, and so I have my water colder. You don't have to do this, it's just something that I do, but I figured I would point it out. Okay, so now we have the tank and we have the bucket. Now all that's left is to pour the water into the tank. But before you do that, make sure you have a structure like this house here where you pour your water, because when you put the water in, it'll sometimes really mess up the sand. And if you're a neat freak, which I'm not really, but if you're one of those people, it's really going to mess with you, because there'll be a huge crater of sand in the area where you pour the water. So definitely have something to pour your water on. Alright, with that out of the way, let's put the bucket in here. As you can see, we're going to put it up on the tank and just pour it in. Notice how I'm pouring it in over the house here to prevent any sand from kicking up, and I'm also pouring it really slowly, so that way, again, no sand kicks up. And there it is, pretty much. And there's your water. So now that the tank's all filled up, let's go into what I put in after I'm done. So first of all, we have water conditioner. Does not matter what type of fish you have, fresh or salt, I would definitely recommend water conditioner. Basically what it does is it dechlorinates the water and makes it safe for your fish. Now, some brands can do other things. Like, for example, this one has super strength, which is a high concentration formula. Others improve the fish's slime coat. They do a lot of different things. It doesn't matter what brand you have, any brand of water conditioner will work. Basically, it will make the water less toxic for your fish. This is Fluval Cycle, which is a biological booster. You definitely need a biological booster whenever you add fish, you start a new tank, or do a water change, or any maintenance of any kind. You gotta add biological booster. My best brand, I believe, is Fluval, simply because it doesn't smell. If you have used these before, a lot of brands have a very bad sulfur smell. Fluval does not, and it also has worked for me many times in the past. It gets rid of ammonium, nitrites, and nitrates in your water. Or, well, no, not nitrates, but ammonium and nitrites. It will decompose those two toxic wastes out of the water, which is good because they are toxic to your fish and will make them very sick. So I definitely recommend using both of these products. And with that, that is how to efficiently do a water change. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified when more of these videos come out every week. And also check out the link in the description, which is to my website, where I sell the African cichlid fry that I breed. We have a lot of different varieties of peacocks on there right now, so if you're a big peacock person, I would recommend checking out my website. Have a good day, guys, and we'll see you next week for the next video.